Welcome back to the KIMI KATO show with Jeremiah. We went out with Haruyo Koi by Happy End and came back with Start by Mrs. Green Apple. So one of the most exciting and unique New Year's tradition in Japan for me and for many is the Hakone Ekiden. Um, it's a famous long distance university relay race. It's a cherished part of the New Year's celebration, combining athleticism, strategy, an incredible tradition. So I wanted to talk about this today. What is Hakone Ekiden? So people have heard of a place called Hakone, which is famous for hot springs, mountainous, very picturesque place. It's a place to go for hot springs, onsen. The full name of Hakone Ekiden is Tokyo Hakone Round Trip College Ekiden Race. So basically, it's a 2-day relay race for university teams. It's held annually on January 2nd and 3rd, and it spans a total distance of 217.1 kilometers, which is about 135 miles. So it's a race that starts in Tokyo and ends in Hakone one way, and then on the second, back on the third, back to Tokyo. So this race, Hakone Ekiden, has been a significant culture and tradition in Japan for over 100 years, I think. The race was founded in 1920 by Shizuo Kanakuri, and known as the father of Japanese marathon running. His goal was to promote endurance running and identify future marathon talents for the Olympics. So that's how it all started. Initially, there were only 4 colleges that competed. Today, it's grown into a major sporting event with 21 schools, 21 teams from university, primarily from the Tokyo and nearby like Kanto region. Anyways, the Hakone Ekiden is a relay style marathon, as I mentioned. Relay style marathon means Ekiden. So basically, where teams of 10 runners 10 runners from each college is chosen to compete per section or leg of the race. 10 runners run 5 legs. So 5 runners on day 1, 5 runners on day 2. And it's a relay race of the total 2 days. So on January 2nd, day 1, the race starts in Tokyo, Tokyo Otemachi district, which is right in front of the headquarters of Yomiuri newspaper. It's that tradition. It starts at the Yomiuri Shimbun newspaper headquarters. And then head southwest to Hakone, covering 107.5 kilometers over 5 legs. So 5 students, 5 runners from each college race on day 1, 107.5. It's all divided in 5 to 5, so like 20 kilometers per runner. Otemachi is a major business district in Tokyo, close to the iconic landmarks like the Imperial Palace. So starting the race in Tokyo symbolizes the heart of Japan's bustling capital, while the journey to Hakone and back reflects the endurance and determination of the runners. The race begins with an electrifying atmosphere as runners from each university team line up to take on their first leg, and fans cheer enthusiastically to send them off on the epic 2-day journey. On day one, 5 runners run across Tokyo on the way to Hakone on the streets, right? So there's bikes guided by the police, and there's TV, live broadcast from TV crews from the vans, and then it basically takes you all the way up to Hakone, up to the top of the mountain. Not top of the mountain, but Hakone. On day 2, on January 3rd, then the runners retrace the route from Hakone back to Tokyo, covering 109.6 kilometers over 5 legs again. So each runner's performance impact their team's standing significantly. And then basically what happens is each runner hands off the sash or tasuki. It's called tasuki, which is a critical moment that symbolizes teamwork and perseverance. The tasuki is it's basically a narrow sash-like cloth that and it basically you hand that off to the next person, and it's kind of it's a very lightweight. It's worn diagonally across runners' chests, which symbolizes the college that you're running for, and it's passed on from one runner to the next at the end of their leg of the race, similar to how a baton is passed in the traditional relay race. So why Tokyo to Hakone? So Hakone is again, I mentioned, it's a picturesque region known for its hot springs, views of Mount Fuji, Lake Ashinoko. These stunning backdrops makes the race visually appealing to the viewers and emphasizes connection between athleticism and nature. So Hakone was a key checkpoint, and also the reason why Hakone is the goal, like the first goal, and then you go back to Tokyo, you run back to Tokyo. Hakone was a key checkpoint on the historic Tokaido Road, which connected Tokyo, the Edo period, to Kyoto, which was and during the Edo period, the old capital. So its legacy as a place of travel and passages ties into the theme of the journey, which is central to Hakone Ekiden. Anyways, Hakone is also famous for its mountainous terrain, which includes steep climbs and sharp descents. So, this relay or over 2 days, it's not just flat road. It's up and down. Like it's up and down throughout, but then it goes into climbing up sharp climbs and steep climbs, and then the next day you're now doing a sharp descent. So it makes it challenging and prestigious route for runners to conquer. And it's because it's January 1st, it's also very cold up the mountains. It could be snowing. So this grueling ascent to Hakone on day one is a defining feature of the race, testing the athlete's endurance. So, these athletes are chosen which leg that you're going to run. So some athletes might be good at climbing up the hill, or maybe good at doing particular, or good at running down a steep hill. Anyways, the reaching Hakone is a very signifies overcoming immense physical and mental challenges. It's a testament of perseverance and teamwork, and basically it's that race that embodies everything. Anyways, Hakone
How are
has.
the
Mhm.
how are the runners, the racers, the athletes? How are they chosen? Those that's 10 total, right?
Yes.
In
So
total, how are those?
obvious, obviously, there's college teams. So they are
So the best of the best.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. They're the creme of the creme. Basically, you have, if you're a good runner, like if you're good at running, you've been good at running in high school, then you go to college that are strong, that is strong, very competitive school or college. You could actually be scouted, or you could win you could get yourself into these colleges with scholarship if you're a good runner. Some athletes are scouted from places in Africa to join their college to run for the Ekiden. It's that important. It's that big. It's people. Uh, the best of the best run in these competition in this Hakone Ekiden from each school, and the schools have to compete. And in order to get to this 21 schools, there's various qualifying titles that you have to win to be able to compete on this day of the Hakone Ekiden. which makes it very, very interesting as well. Leading everything that leads up to it, you see these behind the scene TV shows that actually shows the qualifying schools and schools that don't qualify, and then behind the scenes of some of the most prestigious strong schools. Anyway, it's a long race. It's 2 days if you think about it, and it's every so it's few hours a day that you watch during the New Year's. So it's almost like if you like watching um like Formula One races or even long marathons. This is something that you'd like to watch. You can't just switch on the TV and enjoy it. You have to kind of know which school is good and and then once you start immerse yourself into this and you watch it for like an hour or two, you then begin to see that it's very, very competitive and the race is very dramatic, because all these students put everything into this. Every throughout the year they train the entire year to compete on this day, the 2 days that they compete. So it's basically like the race features top university athletes. It's nail-biting rivalries, and it's basically showcases the elite running talent of these students. And obviously, the coach has a very, very important position where he or she would choose their best strategies, pacing, the terrain management, and substitution, and everything just is unpredictable. So that's why it makes it all good and fun. Um, it's it's very, very. There are many, many emotional moments where the baton or the taski is handed off, and you see these struggling runners summon their last of their strength to pass the sash. And it's quite moving and inspiring. But anyways, and then a lot of the artists then breaks down after passing on the sash, breaks down in tears, and after their own leg, reflecting their determination and team spirit. And then fans would line the route to cheer their favorite team, or creating a lively, supportive atmosphere. And it's
So each athlete's running like a marathon, basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Like
It's like a
25,
half
26
marathon. Yeah,
miles,
half marathon.
half marathon.
Yeah. And then they pass on to the next runner and then pass it on to the next runner. So it's interesting because they start off the same, like starts off the same, ready, set, go. But then once they end that day, obviously there are differences in time as they finish the goal. The next day, that lead time is then represented on the second day. So the first team would then start running, and then after that that lag, then the second runner starts, and then the third runner starts, and the fourth runner starts. So basically, it's like a 2 day relay. And for universities, winning the Hakone Ekiden is a matter of immense prestige, immense. Right? So alumni and students alike rally around their school's team, making it a source of pride and tradition. So it's basically it's more than a race. It embodies the Japanese values of perseverance and teamwork and striving for excellence. It's also a
And
fantastic way for families to get together and watch after the New Year's celebrations to watch this. Yeah.
and inspiring for the new year. What an
Yes,
inspiring
correct.
way to start the new year.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a
Cheering
combination.
on. Yeah.
Yes. It's a combination of athleticism and history and emotional stakes. Um, it is very thrilling.
Pride.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Pride and honor. Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the key events for me during the New Year's. It takes me 2 days.
And
I
where
mean,
can you
I
watch
don't.
it here? Can you watch
I
it
can,
here?
yeah, I can watch it, but you have to enroll in a specific Japanese TV um,
Like a streamer?
broadcast. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know which
Otherwise, you
one?
can't watch it.
Now that you've got everybody interested, you've got to tell them where to watch it.
Yes, you can find it on the internet. Like,
Okay.
how do I watch Japanese television? And that's one way of doing it. Um, quick break. We're gonna go out with Snow Magic Fantasy by Sekai no Wari.